Well, my goal is to get everything through because, listen, we've made tremendous amount of progress during the past few years, especially in comparison to other states throughout the United States. But I'm the first to admit that we have a lot of work to do, including right here in Wilson County, where the unemployment rate is not as low as the state average or the national average. So we've got a lot to do, first of all, on economic development. We need a package that I can clearly and concisely communicate to major auto or aerospace or other manufacturers to bring to North Carolina. And without that firm decision, it puts us in limbo when competing against other states, especially from the southeast, who are our major competition. In the second area, we've got to continue to invest in infrastructure and transportation. I firmly believe you need to anticipate as opposed to react. And if we continue to not build projects that have been on the drawing boards for over a decade, those projects will get even more expensive, and it'll be more difficult to connect the economic regions of the states with the small towns, so we continue to have commerce and trade and access to markets across the state. And the quicker we get to finish that 25-year transportation, the more competitive we'll be, and we'll continue our great quality of life. In the third area of education, I'm going to keep pressing education to, first of all, fulfill our promise of the $35,000 base pay, and second, to listen to the teachers about testing. And we hope to have a proposal about testing within a very short period of time, which we're not developing in Raleigh, we're developing it from the superintendents and the principals and the teachers who are advising us. So as governor, I can do certain things by myself in just implementation of policy and strategy, but I need the support of the legislature to get these very important bonds passed. The second bond, by the way, will end up saving money because the actual operating waste that we're having on existing state buildings will pay for itself with new buildings that will be more efficiently used, lower operating costs, and frankly we'll have more state employees in fewer buildings in working in better conditions and increasing productivity. But they'll be taking much less square footage than we're using now in state government, and plus it'll help revive some of our town. And the last thing is historical tax credits. Let's continue a program that's been successful to help revitalize the Kinstons and the Rocky Mounts and the Wilsons and the Tarboroughs and the Wadesboroughs and the Wilkesboroughs, and even the big city areas where you have blight and decay. And I believe it's a conservative value to encourage private sector investment. That is the most conservative philosophy one can have, is to set up a tax system which encourages private sector investment, especially in those areas that can't do it by themselves. And that's true in a lot of our towns where you have an abandoned building and no one's going to come in and invest that without a bank support and also some potential tax credits.